Good morning, folks. Hey, 7th grade. I hope everyone has a good day today. I do apologize for not being in class this morning. I'll let you know how everything goes, but I look forward to seeing you guys all on Monday with the procedure all set and good to go. Anyhow, I want to just start off by saying thanks for coming and remind you that we have a guest teacher here today, and so being kind and respectful is hugely paramount for me in terms of the respect I expect from you and from you towards the guest teacher. So listen to them. If they have any questions, be helpful. Just be mindful of your volume. Sometimes you guys know you can get a little on the loud side. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're working on things. Watch out for yourself, but also watch out for others. Okay? All right. So that's first thing. Thank you. Next, there's a checklist sheet that the guest teacher will have access to. It's for both 7th and 8th grade. And the checklist sheet shows you 3 things you're going to need to take care of. And I'll make sure I list those down below. But please know when you're done filling in the checklist sheet for the day, turn it into the clear tray so that I have access to that. But also, more importantly, I know that you used your time wisely today. So here's some of the things I'd love for you to work on. It is a fun Friday, so we're going to kind of start off by working on our New York Times spelling bee. For those who are curious, that's this link here, and that will be this right here. So you're going to go ahead and get that started right there. At which point, when you get started on the spelling bee, do go and record the words that you write on that checklist. You're going to see the first thing it's asking you for is for 4 words that you came up with using the spelling bee honeycomb. So to get credit for your do now, I'm going to need to see some of those words. All right. If you get more than 4, perfect, wonderful. Next up, no news, moving on. Mini lesson. It says log into your Jognog, which we've gone and have it linked down below right there. And your goal in Jognog, once you log in there, is to go ahead and check which quizzes you've completed and to record your scores on the checklist. You're actually going to see the checklist has, I apologize here while I'm looking that up here. You're going to see that the checklist right there has 7th grade. Your quizzes are all right here. Notice the extra credit one. And then list your scores. And for anybody who did any of the extra credit quizzes beyond this one right here, just go ahead and list those down below also as well. But I am looking for these 4 here to be done come the end of class today, Friday. Okay, so I can give you that grade for that. So that's the next thing you need to take care of on Jognog on that checklist paper. Okay, now the last bit of it says the lesson, 7th grade. There's a few things you can work on, but what I'd like to focus on here would be your forces in motion packet using textbooks and summaries. You're going to notice one of the worksheets has you, it references a green book. The green book is over on the windowsill, and that windowsill page 683, there's a launch lab that you're supposed to do a little lab work with. It involves a ruler, some marbles, and a couple of textbooks. So work together on that so that you can collect similar data, but just make sure that the 6 marbles, the 6 rulers are all returned back to the guest teacher in that long thin bin that has those supplies. And then of course the textbooks, when you're done with the class, put it back on the windowsill. Thanks guys. So you're working on that forces of motion packet. You're getting all of it done. All of it done. Please remember, in most cases where there is like a question to be asked, those are points that you can earn. So make sure that you get it not only completed, but completed correctly. Then, like I mentioned earlier, Jognogs, finish the required quizzes, and then if you've got time, work on some extra credit ones. That's fine. You'll notice down here it says motion and displacement rankings. Now that does happen to be this little link right here, but there's a worksheet that's been printed out for you guys, and it's a small half sheet, but each person gets their own. And what I'd like you to do here, it's called position, time, graphs, and displacement. We're going to look here. It says in the position versus time graphs below, all the times are in seconds and all the positions are in meters. So we'll see right here that we have X over here on the side. That's going to be the distance from the origin. And this horizontal axis, so if that was Y and the Y axis down at the bottom, sorry, the X axis down at the bottom here, that's your time. So kind of keep in mind here that like, let's see an example. We'll use this one right here. E. In the graph E, notice it's starting at 30, but 10 seconds later, it is ending at 0. So that's a displacement, because remember, displacement is the distance from beginning to end. So from beginning to end, not total, but from the 2 points, the beginning and the end. So in this case here, we start at 30 and we end at 0. So that's E is a displacement of 30, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind, because down below here, it says you need to rank them from greatest to least. So that's A, B, C, D, E, F. Rank them from greatest to least. And please note right here in the instructions, it does say that a 0 is greater than a negative and ties are possible. There definitely are a few ties here, so kind of keep that in mind. But I gave you E. E is a difference of 30, so kind of keep that in mind when it comes to ranking them greatest to least. So that's that. And then at the very, very end here, if you still have time and you're working on, what do I keep going with? Mr. Mullett, what do I got to do? You remember there was a clean room documentary that we started watching, and there were some questions for those. Now, you're only required 10 questions, but any extra questions are extra credit. So if you have that worksheet, wonderful. If you don't have that worksheet, the guest teacher has more copies of it. It's in the both column there for 7th and 8th grade. So grab that, and then you can watch the videos either together on the TouchView, or you can watch it right here on your Chromebook right there. That's the video. I think you're about 25-30 minutes in, so kind of keep that in mind. All right, anyhow, folks, when you finish with the class, make sure you put that checklist over in the clear tray and clean up the room and get it ready for the next class, and I will see you guys all on Monday. Take care of yourself. Be well.